Hi everyone, this is Larry Kim. I'm going to be showing you how to build a chatbot in just a few minutes here. Basically, in this example, I have a personal Facebook page here on Facebook.com, and what I'd like to do is create a chatbot that can respond to all of my customer inquiries that I get from here. You see how I have got this overflowing inbox here. I'd like to be able to respond to those inquiries where people hit send message, using a robot rather than having to manually answer them because we get so much inquiries. And so what we've created here is really interesting technology. It's called Mobile Monkey. It's a lot like WordPress. WordPress is a platform that allows marketers to create, website content without having to be experts at programming HTML. As an analogy, Mobile Monkey allows marketers to create powerful AI-powered chatbots without having to write any code at all. Okay, and so the first thing that we need to do is just create some content for this page called a welcome page. This is a very special required page, which is the first piece of information that gets conveyed from the chatbot to the user upon entering a new session. So there's different types of elements that we can add on a page. It's just like creating an HTML page where there's different types of elements like forms and images and text. Same idea with chat. Let's start with a quick question. And the quick question could be just something like, in case we're disconnected, can I get your email? And I'm going to save that the user's response into into a variable called message. And then I'm just going to add some more text here. Great. Proceed to the main menu. Okay. Now that we've done this, what we need to do is create a button that goes to the main menu. And now we just need to create some content here. So this is like different folders here. You can organize your content using these folders. They're called groups. So the first page that I'm going to create is called the main menu. Okay. So the main menu for my personal bot will offer three possible things to do. So this is please choose from one of the following options. Since this is my personal Facebook page, why don't we have a button for, about Larry, another one for some directions to my office, and also a contact form to contact Larry. So you get that. And basically, now all we need to do, since we've created this menu, we just need to create the content for the different pages for these different buttons. So let's first start with the About Larry page. Okay. And what we're going to do is just going to add a little bit of maybe an image or maybe an image here. Because I'm really crazy about unicorns, if you know anything about me, I'll just add a picture of a unicorn here, uploading it, and then add some text underneath it saying Larry is obsessed with unicorns, and then just have a button to go back to return to the main menu. All right. Now let's create one more piece of content, which is going to be the contact form. And let's insert some like a form capture here. So this is a form element, and I'm going to call it the contact form. And basically, it's kind of like an HTML form, but instead of using like a website, we're just going to ask them conversationally, sort of like for the information that you're hoping to get. So the message could be something like, "What's your full name?" Save to full name. And by the way, you can create these variables for basically any variable that you want. It'll work. So I'll just add a response. Thanks, comma, full name. So that'll kind of parrot back whatever response we get. I'm just going to add a few more elements to this form. You can make them as long or as short as you'd like them to. Maybe and a number to reach you at question mark. I'm going to save that into the phone field. And then I'm just going to say, like, great, just one more question. And the last question here is going to be, how can we help you today? And I'm going to save that to the message. Okay. Um, and I will just say, thanks. We'll be in touch soon. So that's the form. I'm going to add an email element here at the bottom because I would like to be notified as inquiries come in through my Facebook fan page. So I'm just going to do Larry at Mobile Monkey. So the system will actually send an email to me saying, hot lead coming in from Chatbot, from Larry's Chatbot. And then what you can do is just type in like the full name, the phone number, as well as the message. There you go. And then I'm just going to add a little navigational thing here saying navigate right back to the main menu. So this will fire off the email and navigate the user right back to the main menu. So let's just review here. The welcome page here, it says, can I get your information? And then it proceeds to the main menu. Let's just link it up to the main menu here. The main menu has information that goes to the About Larry page, and then the Contact Larry page has just goes to the Contact Larry button, and of course the Directions button. We can navigate to other pages within the chat application, or we can navigate to phones or URLs. Let's just give a Google Maps directions to my office, which is in Newbury Street in Boston. So I'll just give a URL here, and we're good here, I think. Let me just check that again. Welcome page, it goes to the main menu. Okay. So now that we've kind of saved this bot, it just saves automatically. What we can do is actually test this bot in real life to see how this works, like by linking it to our Facebook account and actually testing it out here. And so by clicking at this button here, you can open it in Messenger. And uh, so just a second here. What we're going to do here is start a new session here. Main menu here. Please choose from one of the options, about Larry. So imagine if someone was talking to them, this is the experience that they would get. It's like, Larry's obsessed with unicorns. Main menu. Contact Larry. This is the form that we just created. My name is like Larry Kim. Thanks, Larry Kim. What's the number to reach you at? 617-222-2222. Great. Just one more question. How can we help you today? I need help, creating my chatbots. That's what most people reach out for me for. And it just says, thanks, we'll be in touch soon. It's just fired off an email to me, so I get that right away, and that's how it works. And you might be wondering, like, this is pretty basic. Of course it's basic because it just took us like 2 or 3 minutes to build this thing. But what I want to show you here is that, like, I've just had this working for a couple days here, and all sorts of people are actually like kind of filling up my information here, and the bot is actually the bot is actually handling all these inquiries automatically. So that's really fantastic. It's such a time saver. And imagine you could create something like this for your entire company, like being able to interact with billions of people, who use Facebook Messenger, to be able to automatically take those inquiries. I think that's very, very valuable. Now, Let's just go back to the application here. So this is a pretty simple thing. I just want to add a few more concepts here. In the demo application that we just created here, it was all menu-based navigation. But what you can do is in the application is you can add different triggers. Okay, so instead of navigating to the contact form from the menu, you could add triggers like contact Larry, leave a message. Okay, and what will happen is that if the user types, one of these triggers, that will trigger this piece of content, this page that you've created. And one of the interesting things about this is because we use natural language processing, machine learning and artificial intelligence, it's not necessary to come up with every possible way of kind of describing this. Like there's probably 101 ways or 1,000 ways to kind of inquire about leaving a message in some form or another. As long as you just give a few example phrases, this will actually it'll figure out kind of what the user is asking for and show them with the appropriate content, kind of like a search engine. About Larry, you could say something like, who is Larry Kim? Larry Kim, Mobile Monkey CEO, etc. Like these are possible triggers that might want to trigger unicorns, uh, this piece of content. The main menu, of course, is stuff like main menu, return to home, etc. And if you just put in a couple examples, what then happens is, like if you then run this application, again, it'll have these new triggers. So you could just say something like, who is Larry Kim? So you see how it's kind of picking up this. Larry's obsessed with unicorns. So it's not necessary to have all the different phrases. The natural language processing will figure that out. So this brings me to a really amazing use case of chatbots, which is Q&A. So if you think about your business, 50, 60, 70% of the questions that you're going to get are kind of the same questions over and over. It's going to be something like, are you open, are you, what are your hours, etc. So what you can do here is you can just create these triggers, and let me just create a trigger here. Oh, there they are. We created too many of them. One could be something like directions. If someone says something like directions or address, you could respond with some text here, like we're located at 359 Newbury, Boston, like Massachusetts. So you kind of get the idea. So it's basically just a Q&A. So if you can think about all the different questions and answers that people can use, you could just provide answers, and this, by doing it once, you don't have to do this 100 times. Like it'll be the same answer, for anyone looking for directions. And one of the neat things about this is it shows you all the unanswered questions from your bot, kind of grouping them by the frequency, and so you can just kind of understand how people are interacting with your bot, and then create answers for the different types of things that people are asking. So people are asking hello, for example. I'm going to just say, hi, how are you today? Something like that. All right, so far, what we've been talking about is connecting this bot to my Facebook page, which is right here. And so now, when people message me, through this message button, my bot will respond. But You know, only about 10 people message me every day through this Facebook page. I actually get a lot more traffic, from other things like email marketing, from like my SEO traffic to my site, my blog, etc. And so we'd love to be able to use this technology, this bot technology, in other channels. And so this is where the promote button comes in, section comes in. The promotion stuff means that you can direct link people to your bot. So like say you had a signature file in your email, you could just say, try out my bot, talk to me on my bot. People often will include like a personal assistant or something like this. Why don't you just include the information of your bot, which can handle most of the inquiries that you want. So you could include this in links on your site. You could include this in your email marketing campaigns, or anywhere you normally link to websites. I think, especially on mobile, it's much preferable to link to your chatbot, because your chatbot is just so much more easy to use and more interactive. Another interesting thing that we have is this website plugin. So this is allows you to use that same chatbot that you've just developed and deploy that on your own website. You see here? So this is kind of this little messenger icon here that pops up, and basically it allows you to chat. Uh, and of course, this is chatting with the bot that we've just created. And this is just so powerful because, everyone who's, visiting your site can now chat with you via Facebook Messenger. Now, what's so interesting about this is that a couple things here. First of all, anyone who enters into a anyone who enters into a chat session with your bot, whether it's through your Facebook page or through your website or through just a link to your bot, Facebook actually gives you the, the contact information of the person who visited your bot. This is incredible. So for example, this guy Rohit Sakar, or another one here, Olga. You know, what's so interesting about this is that um, this information is sent to you by Mobile Monkey regardless of whether or not the person actually entered in his or her contact information. You see what I'm saying? So the platform, Facebook Messenger, sends the name, the last name, and the photo, as well as the location of the person, just as a result of having started a session. Do you follow here? That's so interesting because if you're doing B2B marketing, usually, like, if you can just do a little bit of Googling, if you want to figure out who visited your chatbot, you can usually figure this out. And of course, sometimes they fill out the form, and you can get their contact information that way too. You just download the contacts here, or have them synced to your database automatically. So once you have these contacts, guys, what you can do here is you can actually you have permission now to message them, like to blast them messages using the message blaster. So that's coming out in just a few days right now. But basically, as an analogy, in the old days of Facebook, the idea was to get people to like your page so that your content would show up in people's newsfeed. Well, the newsfeed is kind of dead right now if you haven't been keeping up with current events. The new way of doing marketing on Facebook is to get people to message your messenger so that you have the right to message them back, with your content or your updates or your offers, etc. And of course, by them initiating a session, that is the implied opt-in. So the form reports, these are just those forms that we created. We can download all the contact information. Analytics kind of tells me how many contacts I've collected so far, how many I got today. There's the one from today, just a little while ago. How many, what's the conversion rate for these different forms? As you can see, it's usually much higher than just regular HTML forms, because they're just so much more interactive. Guys, there's a couple other really interesting things I want to show you. One is Another really great way to use this technology is integration with your Facebook advertisements. So, for example, in Facebook, there's all sorts of different ads that you can run. For example, you can run ads to drive clicks to your site. You can drive ads for app installs. But one of the latest ad formats is click to messenger ad format. So rather than sending people to a website, paying $3 for a click to send them to a website, you can have people be sent into a messenger conversation. And so the setup for this is really simple. All you do is, because I'm sending it, it's coming from my page, and there's a bot associated with my page, I can just make it so this ad, when they click on it, instead of going to a website, it actually goes right into the bot. See how it says, send message. So my little ad here, it says, try my chatbot builder message promo for a sweet deal. And then the headline is this: check out my chatbot, connect via Facebook Messenger. This is just the headline here. But the interesting thing is, because it's a messenger ad format, um, and because this bot that we've just created is connected to my Facebook page, they can now enter into a bot session. I will get their information regardless of whether or not they type it in or not, because Facebook will send that to you. And this is a much better idea than sending people to a conventional HTML landing page where what's a typical conversion rate these days? It's like 1 or 2%, right? Maybe less on mobile, and also. What's the typical cost per click for these days on Facebook? $3-4. So this kind of ensures like 100% conversion rate, because anyone who clicks on this will at least get the contact information and the ability to message them back. Whereas the website traffic, it's all anonymous. You have no clue who those people are. A lot of interesting things going on here. I don't have time to go through every single feature and function of this product, but what I would suggest is that you know firstly, you can try it out for free from our website. If you just go to mobilemonkey.com and click login, you can create a unlimited, non-expiring, uh, you know, um, account, and then that's going to work up to your first 100 contacts for absolutely free. So you can have 100 free messaging sessions, and then beyond that, it's like $49 or something like that. It's very, very affordable. But my point here is, like, this is the future, guys. This is like people, what's the open rate on emails these days? Is it like 3, 4, 5% open rates, right? The open rates for these chat messages and stuff like this is like probably 70%, 70 or 80% within the first 15 minutes. So this is the future of marketing, guys. Get on board, be an early adopter, try out my Mobile Monkey technologies, and get into this mode of doing chat or conversational, chatbot marketing. And I think this is a really interesting growth marketing opportunity for you guys. So try it out. Thanks a lot. I'm signing off now. Thank you. Goodbye.